Hello, welcome back to Jets Frenzy, the Friday show where we all hang out and talk about Jets. Welcome, I'm your host, Panda, and today we'll be talking about the week starting right before training camp, and we'll be talking about what's happened during the week and what is to cover. As you guys know, Jets Friday Frenzy are joined by other hosts on this group, and I would like to give them kind of their props and what they do in Jet World. So I would like to, before they were all together, but this time I want to introduce them one by one. So starting with Charman, who's been on our show, who's also a uh, contributor to Play Like a Jet with his writings there. And hi, Charman, how you doing?
What's up, Daniel? How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? So I heard that you guys did not only you were contributing to Play Like a Jet, you and Chris did a what is it? A podcast interview, right, with somebody from Play Like a Jet, Luke Grant, right, this week.
Yes.
So I thought it was a very interesting top interview, and we talk about a little more about it.
Uh, Luke kind of took us through this his feelings towards the Jets off season and some schematic stuff with on defense and offense. The reasoning behind Marcus May's contract, in his opinion, Lil Marcus Joyner and where he's gonna play, our issues, some of the question marks on defense, and how we could rectify those. And a little bit of a explanation on offense, a little bit too, about our wide receiver core and our running backs.
Oh, cool. So let me also introduce our other host here, who has a podcast with Charmin, and they're called Jets Liftoff. And let me introduce Chris, who's usually our regular on the show. Say hi, Chris.
Hi. What's going on?
That was extremely.
You said say hi,
funny.
so I said hi.
Hi. So
Hi.
I listened to your podcast this week. So can you give us more information about your podcast
It
to
was
our
great.
audience?
Yeah, it's a weekly podcast. It's called Liftoff, a Jets football podcast. You can find it everywhere. Podcasts, everywhere you find your podcast. It's myself and Charmin, and we try to get special guests on to talk Jets football. If not, it's me and Charmin we know is on playlikeajetnow.com. Write some great articles there, and we just bring out as much facts as we can. We give our opinions, give some good insight onto the Jets. We'll be doing previews and reviews of the games once the season starts. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming up, so we're pretty excited. We got guests coming up too. So if you want to check out a good Jet football podcast, definitely Lift Off, a Jets football podcast.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I hope that our viewers would also check you guys out as far as checking our wonderful podcast that's available on Spotify. And let me introduce today's last member, who's also a contributor at Jets Guru, who has
Christa.
her corner segment on Jets Guru, who's also our main ranter. She is Christa. Hi, Christa.
Our main renter.
Hi, I feel like I'm back in school where I have to say hi to everyone.
Right. Introduce yourself, Christa. Where are you from?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on the spot. Hi,
Yeah. What show are you on, Christa?
I'm on Jets Guru. I do Krista's Corner. When I freaked out, I'm trying to keep a straight face. I'm sorry.
I'm on Twitter.
I'm on the Twitter where
I was thrown off of Instagram, but I just got Instagram back.
I'm still there for Tinder, by the way. Please
I was thrown off of Tinder. Don't ask why.
Me, Tinder. So now I'm down to one back. So I'm not ranting, by the way. This is not a pre-rant. But I'm on Jets Guru with Daniel and Ramon. I have my own segment, Chris's Corner. Please feel free to check me out. I break down specific players, how they fit the scheme, how I feel they're going to contribute, how they fit in the offense or defense, depending on what player I decide to talk about. I'm not drinking anything currently. Sorry to disappoint. But don't
She's
worry,
always like this.
don't worry. Don't worry, I got plenty of curse words for my rants because I know you guys love to hear me curse, especially my friend Daniel on top of me. Want to hear me rant about my.
Well, today's rant is going to be very special because, it's going to be, you told me yourself that it's going to be the 1 year anniversary of you getting blocked by Jamal Adams, aka Prez, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't tweet at him because he has me blocked and still blocked, and my 1 year's coming up on Saturday, so I want to send a special video to him.
Who's his agent? You should start going after his agent. Say, you know what? You're not getting no high contract for this guy. So don't
Chris with the brilliant ideas.
Well, it's nice to see you guys again this week, and we are missing one member of our crew, Sharpmoney. He is occupied at the moment, so we'll try to catch him next week with his gambling tips. So anyway, that's our frenzy. That's our welcome. I would like to transition to kind of a moment of kind of some bad news of regarding a death in the Jet family, regarding Coach Knapp, Greg Knapp, who passed on due to a bicycling accident in the state of California, and it's really sad to see a person who's almost a lifer in the NFL world to go so suddenly, and especially the time juncture. We are in a brand new season with a brand new rookie quarterback, and his job was to be the quarterback coach, the quarterback whisperer, our pass game coordinator. But he passes on, he's gone over the bridge. And, I mean, I wish nothing but the best and the whole, many thoughts and prayers to his family and who's he left behind. And why don't you guys start off? What do you guys think of this incident?
Yeah, that's pretty sad, man. I did a little bit of research about him, writing one of my articles. Pretty genuine guy. What you see is what you get kind of guy. I think it's kind of the same about a lot of the coaches that the Jets hired this season. They were teachers first, and they have a lot of background in what they teach. After his passing, you could tell how much people loved him because it was like a bunch of people from all over, from so many different teams that reached out. So you could tell what kind of man he was, man. But first and foremost, I think as much as we love him as a Jets coach, you gotta feel so bad for his family that lost a father and a husband and a brother, and a son. That kind of stuff is messed up, man. I just hope that they're able to have a little peace,
Yeah, I agree, man. You said everything perfectly. It's just a horrible situation. I mean, forget about from the team standpoint. It's like you said, his family. I think he had 3 kids. Wife. I mean, it's horrible story. It's not that old. I think he's 58, 59. Still a young guy, still doing his thing, in the NFL, still doing what he loves. Just sad, on his bike, going for a ride, and something happens. That's why, man, you gotta appreciate every moment you got on this world, man. It's sad. There's not much more to say. I mean, it's just horrible from his family and going up to the Jets. I mean, from a professional side, it's going to affect the team, obviously. But that's like secondary or third, obviously his family. I mean, absolutely horrible, just the thought of it. Definitely our thoughts and prayers are out to his family and his loved ones for sure.
Yep, just sending my thoughts and prayers to his family during this difficult time, and you both summed it up really perfectly. You have to take each day. You can't take each day for granted. Like, it's just sad news that he was just riding his bike, and unfortunately, it all happened. The consequences, and I just feel really, really bad, and I just want to give his family and everyone who's known him my condolences. I just feel absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it is. For me, it's kind of a like a what the F moment kind of. We're all excited about camp, and we're all excited about starting this new offense with a new quarterback, and here comes a big bump in the road. So I mean, I
Yeah,
hope that.
and it's funny. It's funny that you say that, Daniel, because I think one of the things that stood out to me was his sheer knowledge of the kind of system that the Jets are about to run on offense. It's like um, he wasn't like one of those superstar coaches that everybody like knew, but everybody knew him anyway. Because what happened was that he was kind of almost always on the cutting edge of that kind of offense, that kind of West Coast with a zone running scheme, wide zone running scheme behind it, even if it never really worked out the way he wanted. I think the fact that he always kind of just kept pressing on and believed so much in what he taught that he just kept doing it. A lot of people kind of try to reinvent themselves because they're not winning or they're not. This guy just stayed the course, man. Over all those years, he's been doing the same thing, and he had his moments, you know, but that shows you the strength of a man when you could stay, you know, stay the course even when things are not just going the best way possible.
Yeah, it is what it is what it is. I just wanted to kind of finish up on this thought that I hope that the Jets themselves um, kind of rally around this. I mean, it's not like they need this kind of like forced to rally. I'm sure they're already hyped and ready to go, but like let this be kind of like this molding bond together to get together as one goal, as one team, one flight, and then go from there, and kind of, I don't know, kind of like dedicate this season for Coach Knapp, even though he's not really, he's been just kind of in the off season as a new coach, but just get it together for Coach Knapp, and hopefully we'll see. I mean, hopefully the Jets do something about honoring him, maybe a badge or a patch on the helmet or a thing on the uniform. So we'll see how that goes.
Mm.
Yeah. So anyway, from that moment of kind of negatives, I want to turn to another negative aspect. Is this one? Yeah, that too. Yes, Matt. A lot of people in the NFL has talked about Coach Knapp and the impact and the positive impact he has had on many different teams and many different players. But now I want to move to our next topic, which is this: Zach Wilson's contract drama.
Oh man.
So
Hey,
now,
Daniel.
yes.
Hey, you're gonna drag me down this rabbit hole, aren't you?
There's no contract drama.
No, there's no contract drama.
No.
But we do have someone.
We're gonna stir the pot anyway.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was trying to keep.
We're gonna.
I was trying to keep a straight face, Chris. You're not helping.
See, Christa, can you tell our viewers what you've been doing recently every morning?
She's just giving a reminder. That's all.
I'm just reminding them. I think I'm doing them. I honestly think I'm doing them a nice thing. I'm not cursing at them. I'm asking them how they are doing. I'm reminding them how many more days left they have until Jets training camp. Because, Elijah Moore signed, Vera-Tucker signed. Training camp is coming soon. So they have exactly 8 days. Yeah, I need someone else to bother, since Nick Foles can't be my only man, because it's getting too creepy that Nick Foles is the only guy that I'm tweeting every morning. So I have to add Zach Wilson's agency to the mix. And I have to remind him, hey, 8 days, I think get this done ASAP. ASAP, and I
It'll
wish them a great
happen.
day. Well, if they get me blocked, cool. I have a good story to
Hey,
tell if they block
yeah.
me. But if they don't,
Hey,
You're gonna be on a
Really?
lot of block lists, I think.
I do. I mean, do you find euphoria by getting blocked by these big people? Like, do you get giddy? I mean, you look like it seems like everywhere you go, you seem to get blocked.
go
Just
like Jamal Adams.
just out
And
of
Tinder.
curiosity, didn't Sam sign his like on the day of opening camp or something? Didn't his go right down to the wire, if I'm not mistaken?
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, trust
Yeah,
me.
it
Yeah,
happens.
he was staying at a hotel close by Florham Park, but hey, they
Guys.
have eight.
Not that somebody was was keeping an eye on that hotel, but
It's
we won't
pretty.
even say that.
It's pretty simple. These rookie quarterbacks are locked into their teams. They are not going anywhere.
Yep.
Nothing big is gonna ever happen. What happens is that the language in those contracts, everybody's trying to get the maximum amount they could get at like right now, normally up front, and changing the language in the contract is pretty as you could imagine, trying to get a team to pay you so and so amount of money up front is kind of especially when they have an idea of how much money they want to keep. They don't want to be paying that much money up front. So that's where the argument is, and that's where the argument's always going to be with rookies. That's it. There's nothing on to do going on.
Wait, I just want to add one more thing before Daniel bashes my.
Here we go.
Of,
one more thing. Just one more little thing.
Just one more little thing. Zach Wilson's dad liked one of my tweets bothering the agency. So I have to support Zach Wilson's dad.
There you go.
Mike Wilson. I did not know he had a Twitter account till he liked that I tweeted, "You have 9 days left." So Zach Wilson's dad is in support on me tweeting at his son's agency. So that's all.
Oh my
the moral
gosh!
support that I need.
Yeah, Daniel.
Get him
Daniel.
on. Get him on the show.
More logs to the fire.
Yep. Good job.
Good job. All right. Well, yeah, we know it might be a drama now. It's part of the process. I'm sure he'll sign before training camp, and we'll move on from that. Speaking of signings, our other rookies, on the other hand, did sign. Elijah Moore and Alijah Vera-Tucker did. Elijah Moore signed for 4 years, $8 million, and Alijah Vera-Tucker signed for 4 years, $15.8 million with a fifth-year option because he's a first-round pick, and those are the contracts. So I mean, so we only have the big one left, Zach Wilson. So we'll see from there how it goes. I mean, everything's coming around. Marcus May is playing on his franchise tag this year, no extension there. So I think Joe Douglas is keeping everything to the vest and not, letting everything expand more than this year and whatnot. And going from there, we'll see. He's running a tight ship, I think.
Definitely. You can tell nothing gets leaked until it happens. So that's what's great about this. It's not like with the Gase. Gase was a complete poop show.
Oh man.
That whole time. So it was just a total mess. Now I love it. It's very professional. It seems like everything is tight-lipped and tight ship and all that stuff. So I love it.
Yeah. I love the guy. I mean, as Jets fans, we've been crying forever about how unorganized or disorganized and all over the place our front office is. And for the first time in a while, we literally have a guy that has everything under his thumb, basically. Nothing gets spoken about unless he gives, the okay, and nobody gets paid more than the evaluation that they come up with, so I like it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I like that I feel like we actually have a GM that knows what he's doing. He's not just paying for talent because he doesn't know how to draft. We don't have someone that's overpaying for free agents. He runs a tight ship. He knows what he's doing. And I like that it only took me one day to tweet at Elijah Moore's agent and agency, and then the contract was finally signed. So there's
See,
always that.
his agent
Yeah.
was going through Twitter. I was like, oh shit. Yo,
Yeah,
we
he
gotta
heard the
sign.
rumor.
We gotta sign this dude. What's going on? Get this going.
Yeah,
See what Christa
absolutely.
said? You don't want Christa
Right.
to come over after you, man. Do that. Do it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Zach
Yeah.
Wilson's agent has 0 Fs. That's what he cares.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kill it.
Whatever that agency, it's a whole entire agency. That's the issue. It's
This
a
is
whole
his.
entire agency.
This was
Yeah.
his last F. That's
Right? Yeah, he didn't care.
Exactly. Exactly.
Who is this Christa lady anyway? They're like, yo, you
That's really it.
don't know who
It is.
Christa is?
Oh,
Watch
well, we don't know either.
Right,
It's not like
watch
we don't know either. It's not like we don't know either.
Lord.
She's been banned on a lot of sites. A lot of people have been.
Wait. Hold on.
She's our gangster.
So that's what I was about to say. Now, if she gets another band, does she automatically get the notorious word right in front of her name now?
Notorious.
Listen, she's got that already.
Really?
She has it already. So
Alright.
it's up to her. If she wants to add that to
She's
her Twitter
infamous.
handle. She can add that to her Twitter handle.
Notorious.
Or Gangsta Christa.
Notorious CHRISTA.
Maybe people take me more seriously.
All right. So let's take a little break from our little show, and we're gonna let one of our viewers come on, and let's see how that goes. Our first time with our viewer, and let's see
man.
what this is.
Wait, I didn't give a good first impression. He's gonna probably think I'm nuts. Oh man.
Well, I'll let him on, then we'll see what your first impressions are. Here you go.
Okay.
This is hello, guest.
Sick.
I already think you're nuts,
Hey.
Christa.
I think everybody does.
What's up, guys and girl?
What's up, man?
What's up, Patrick?
I'm just here to listen to you guys and know thy enemy.
There you go.
Know thy enemy.
And let's be upfront here. There's a reason why he calls us enemy. Please, Patrick, let everyone know.
A diehard Patriots fan.
Boo.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Exactly. Hey, nobody's
Well,
I'm just here just to watch, and I won't do the typical
Now-
rival fan.
Now, Daniel, is this an example of the fox in the hen house kind of thing? What's going on here, man? I don't know. Should I trust this man? Is he trying to get some kind of inside knowledge? What's going on here?
Is he gonna feed it
Wait,
to Bill
from us?
Belichick?
Yes, I'm going to steal the plays.
Wait, guys. Wait, guys.
He
Guys.
wants to take Daniel's play calling ability away from him.
No, guys. Look around your house. See if you have any cameras around.
Oh,
And you
geez.
don't know.
My iPhone.
Wow!
It
You
might be
see,
my iPhone.
Wow.
That's all right.
My
you see.
He had to go there.
Hey, that's your buddy. I mean,
Yeah, that's pretty rough, right?
hey man, I wouldn't have gone there.
It's all right. My Wi-Fi connection isn't that good right now because of all the trophies that my team has. Can't really hear him that great.
You know what? Not to
All the
make a
games.
joke or anything. I have a football, but
Want to
Oh.
play? Should I play?
Oh,
it's not as inflated as it should be. I don't know why.
Oh boy.
I don't know why.
See, I didn't come on with my Patriots stuff on, and this is the greeting I get.
right. The man spared your feelings, and you attack him. I mean,
But for real, what you guys said about the coach, that's tough. I mean, that's Shout out
it
to his
is.
family. Hopefully they get through it, and the contract stuff. Going back to football, the contract stuff is interesting with Zach Wilson. No drama, but I hope he signs as soon as possible because I want to see all the young talent in the AFC East. All the players that. I have respect for Zach Wilson, so.
I love to hear that.
Team at top capacity, and then hopefully we'll see the rookies fight it out.
Well, let's talk real quick about the Patriots since we got a Patriot fan here. Let's talk about the Patriots. What are your thoughts? What do you think of their draft?
My thoughts are, I love the draft. Not having to trade up and kind of get that quarterback fever, and I think mistakenly trade away future assets for a guy that could fall to you anyway. Panda knows I prefer Trey Lance, but going from 15 to 3 to get Lance, I don't think that was worth it. So, Mac Jones is a proven winner. Has he played around great talent? Yes. Roll
Christa,
Tide.
where did he go to college? I forgot.
Yeah.
Stop
Roll
with
Tide.
But real quick, in all seriousness,
I just wanted to.
he's a good quarterback. I think he's going to be a good quarterback in this league. I think they're waiting to start him until after the Brady game. I don't think they want that whole fiasco in week 4.
That's
so
true.
he'll probably be ready middle of the year, hopefully sooner, but I want no part of Cam Newton.
Since you were nice enough to say you respect our quarterback, I won't say anything about yours. How about that?
Okay, that's fair enough. I would rather have your quarterback than ours. That's something I never thought I'd say, but
so
I like this guy.
It is what it is. Zach Wilson's got more dynamic playing ability. He can throw off of. He doesn't have to have a perfect pocket, from what I've seen.
Sure.
Patrick, what are your thoughts on the Patriots this year? Like, are you seeing playoffs or
9-8? I would say
9-8. Okay.
Just because Cam's going to probably start the first. I would say Cam is going to be the starter for the first 4 or 5 weeks, and they'll be around 500. And then you have a rookie quarterback. So,
right.
Do I want them to win more? Of course, I want them to, take the AFC East and go from there. But I think if they sneak into the playoffs, it's a successful season. Expectations are a little lower.
What?
What do you got, Christa?
What did you thought of Bill Belichick spending during the offseason, getting those tight ends, getting Matt Judon? You saw him really spending all the money. It's something I haven't seen Bill Belichick done in a while. What did you think?
I like the tight end moves, but I think it's putting a Band-Aid on something that needs stitches, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Our offense, the Patriots offense, needs a wide receiver, 2 top receivers. We have a bunch. I saw a tweet. A guy said, our wide receivers are set if you consider 4 through 7. It's like, that's not a good way to start the year.
Well, you got Aguilar. Aguilar's more than a 4. I think he's
just like a good 3.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Matthew Slater, special teams.
He was good with the Ravens.
Kendrick Bourne is not a wide receiver 1. We need that guy.
Right.
I think. But players coming back on defense, our defense should improve. And with Belichick, you never know. We've got a fighting chance, but I would think 9 wins, 10 being the ceiling.
So let me ask you, I'm trying to be somewhat, not biased. What do you think as an outside viewer's review? What do you think about the Jets and their moves as well as an outside rival?
Trying to be unbiased, I would rather be the Jets than the Dolphins. The Jets right now, I think, for the next couple of years, are set up as the second best setup in the division.
Oh, you think so?
If you're looking like 3 or 4 years out from now, I think it depends, obviously, on how Saleh progresses as a first-time coach. But Zach Wilson, with the running back from UNC, with a really good defensive line, hopefully you guys can keep Marcus May. I think your foundation is there. I think the Dolphins. I mean, I know you guys don't have a proven quarterback in the NFL level, but I'm high on Zach Wilson.
Well, according to our friend Mr. Panda here, we're making the playoffs this year. So this is no 3 or 4 year deal. This is
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
We're making the playoffs this year.
Okay, I think
Oh gosh.
No,
what
hold
is
on.
it now? Are you changing your what are you saying now?
Okay, hold on. I said
Oh boy, here we go.
hold on. I said we're gonna sneak in as the 7th seed.
Okay, we're making the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what he
Right,
said.
so
Sneaking
then,
in
yes.
or not, it's making the playoffs. So
Yeah, we're not gonna win the division. We're just gonna sneak in with
Oh.
9. Like I'm hoping for 9 wins.
So
I-
wow. So what if we both finish with 9 wins?
I think the Dolphins are going to win 9. The Patriots
Close games.
hopefully 9, and then I realistically I see the Jets winning 5 or 6,
That's what I've been saying. So
Yeah.
and then
That's,
the Bills winning the division.
Yeah.
that's what I
That
like.
I
makes
can't read what
too.
Charman's thinking in his head. I'm trying to get a read on it. He's got the poker face on.
I can think of a couple of things right now. What he's
No,
saying.
I don't. Well, after what happened
5
yesterday,
bleeping wins. That's it. But no,
I'm not that kind of guy. I think
with one more off season, one more draft class, 1 year under Salah's belt as a head coach, I think you guys are set up pretty well for the near future.
See?
yeah, I think
I don't see the playoffs, but
we spoke about that on our podcast this week. Actually, we were talking about some of the question marks on the team, and I think before the draft there were honest conversations being had between Jets fans about what the team looked like, and when the draft happened, I think people fell in love with the potential of Zach Wilson and our offense, what it could be. And they kind of forgot about some of those holes. I think in a NFL with the kind of offensive firepower we were talking about, you can't have corner issues, nickel issues, and will linebacker issues. No, you can't. Those positions are not where you should have issues. People will prey on those. I mean, I can't even tell you. It's gonna. There's a potential, and I'm just to be very honest. And I hate to be doing this in front of a Patriot fan, but to be very honest, defense, like there will be periods of time where you'll want to be pulling your hair out on defense because too many of those mesh route concepts and all that stuff they ran, man. Who's gonna be guarding those guys? I mean,
Yeah.
Big
that's
question.
why I say another offseason, another draft class.
Yeah.
Hopefully you draft some studs that work out in the secondary.
Who's covering Diggs twice?
That's what I keep saying. Or any of the Dolphins receiving
Paul.
Waddle.
When I asked Mr. Panda here last week, he was speechless. I said, "Who's
Paul
going to
will.
cover that best receiver?"
Panda made one good point last week when I watched. One salient point. He said that you guys could possibly outscore some opponents. I could see that against the Patriots.
That's possible. Yes.
And I can see that against the Dolphins because you're facing 2 young quarterbacks. If Jones and Tua are the quarterback.
Maybe that's if Wilson progresses, well throughout the year.
Exactly.
And remember, Peyton Manning did not progress that well his first year, right?
But the second year.
Yeah, exactly. He took off his second year.
I will tell you guys the one thing.
Growing pains.
The one thing I am pretty sure about is I don't think, and Chris, you know better than anybody. I'm not that kind of guy, but I am very, very, very sure that Zach Wilson is not gonna have that many issues. He's gonna have issues.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have that many issues, and there's a very simple reason why. One of the things, when you watch Zach Wilson play in college, one of the things you saw him do very well is get the ball out of his hand. He was not, and his decision making is on par with almost anybody that got drafted this year. So you're talking about somebody with great decision making and quick release, and his release is near elite. So he's gonna get himself in trouble, yes, because he's a rookie, and sometimes when you see something that's not what that's there because a coach kind of messed with your head a little bit, that's fine. But he's gonna get to certain edges and get to certain spots in defenses where he's gonna be able to play them because of his quick release and his sound judgment when it comes to football. He's gonna show up a lot, and I don't think that would surprise me.
He's what you want without playing a game yet. He's what you want in a first-round quarterback. He's a baller. He's going to come out. I think it's apples and oranges, but I look at it like Cincinnati last year. Hopefully he stays healthy, not like Burrow. But Burrow was only there for part of the year, and they still won. They went 4 games, tied 1. They were competitive. Now they're going into a second season with a healthy quarterback. They got their guy, and then they shore up around him. I mean, I'm guessing that's the plan with the Jets, but
well, let's we have another viewer joining us. We're talking about Zach Wilson. So I'm gonna bring it's Hey Matt Pat. So let's bring him on.
Hey, what's going
Hello,
on,
Matt?
Hey.
Oh wait, hold up. Guys, we have to invite this man in a pretty legendary way, man. Come on, this is not good. You got a round of applause for. What's up, Pat? How you doing?
Hey.
Welcome.
Friday, y'all.
Oh wait, hold up. Guys, we have to invite this man in a.
We have an echo.
Yeah.
Are you all getting an echo?
Yeah, we are. Round of applause for. It's like a delay. What's up? Panda, get on it.
I'm good.
it's the time
I'm real
difference.
good. Happy to be here.
No, Matt. Turn off your YouTube.
Yes.
Turn off your YouTube. No, silence it.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Perfect.
It says Forrest Gump said, "I'm not a very smart man,
I think we all are.
but I do know what YouTube is, Jenny."
Oh
Good to see
man.
you all.
Oh, Daniel, you just got a good kinship right there.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's welcome our new Jet fan, our new newbie Jet fan, who's also on the Zach Wilson train. And why is there an echo again?
Wilson train, man. He's the one that brought me along.
So tell me, you've seen Zach Wilson firsthand out west, right?
Mhm.
Like, what are your impressions of him? Because we've only seen him in camp and on YouTube. So tell us.
I've seen every snap. I actually, before coming back to the NFL, so to say, I kind of got disinterested in the NFL for about a decade, maybe even a little more. I follow the Cowboys. My dad raised me on the Cowboys.
No wonder.
Let's be nice.
And I follow them because, he's 88. That's our bond. He's a Cleveland Guardians fan as well. And, our talk is I'm an Orioles fan, born and raised in Baltimore. So anybody says, you're ridiculous for being a Jets fan, you don't know pain. I go, don't worry, I'm an Orioles fan. And,
He knows pain. Don't worry.
That is pretty equivalent, right?
Yeah. No, he does.
So I've got my scars, but I've seen every one of his throws. I'm a BYU alum, and I graduated in '85. I was there for the national title year in '84. I got to see McMahon, Young, and Robbie Bosco while I was there.
Nice.
Wow.
And
Nice run.
it was a nice run. Didn't hurt to have Ty Detmer not too long after and taste him. But the thing I saw was Zach. I mean, he was a true freshman. The sophomore year when he got hurt really sucked because we beat Tennessee on the road at Neyland Stadium. We beat USC. I was at that game, and it was just an awesome game. And each year, sure, there was mistakes. He's matured physically. You think he's a baby face now. Look at some of his freshman stuff. My gosh. He was a lot scrawnier. The kid, he made a well, I don't say a lot of mistakes, but he made mistakes. But the thing is, you saw a maturity level up until through last year that he wore these wristbands that said "prove them wrong," and that included the fans because man, if you're a BYU quarterback, you have one bad half, and everybody's calling for your head because, I mean, for all intents and purposes, fans out here are pretty spoiled as far as quarterbacks are concerned. And I just think the maturity level in his game progressed. And I wouldn't, obviously I'm a fan. I'm a BYU fan, and now I'm a Jets fan, which is weird to say. But but I truly believe, I know last week I said that Trevor Lawrence was going to be a bust. I want to back off of that.
Wait, what?
Please do.
No, I just say
Please do.
I was thinking, let me, once we got off, you do an interview or something and you think of 450 things you should have said or could have said,
Of course.
or you forgot. And the thing is, what I was trying to say is I believe Zach Wilson will be more successful than Trevor Lawrence, not just this year, but I think from a career standpoint. And I just believe it. The work ethic, I remember hearing an interview with Andy Roderick while I was driving once, and he's their offensive coordinator now. He was the quarterback coach last year, and he said once where Wilson they just came off of a win, and Wilson was pissed, and he said, "What's the matter?" And he goes, "Because that one was for all the fans that don't think I should be the starting quarterback." Fans are very intense out here. I mean, you think they're intense with BYU. I mean, out here in Utah, very intense with Jazz fans. Being from Baltimore, I'm a little bit more. I'm not as fanatical as they are in that regards. I'm a little bit more realistic, and being realistic, I truly believe Zach Wilson will be more successful than Trevor Lawrence. I don't want to jump on Patrick, but I believe Mac Jones is going to be another McElroy or McCarron. I do. No, I'm serious. I just sense it, but you never know. I mean,
I'm not jumping up and down saying no. I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no. It's kind of.
But the thing is, Mac Jones has an offensive coordinator, Josh Daniels, that I think will be very helpful to him. I can't remember who McCarron and McElroy's OCs were, but
wasn't it Sarkisian?
In college.
In the pro.
College,
no, we're talking about the pro.
And where did Sarkisian play college football?
Yeah. Yep.
BYU. I was gonna, last week I kind of whiffed on the little trivia question. I got the sack exchange one, but that one was a cupcake. That was a softball. I appreciate you making me feel good about myself. But here's one for you. I got one for you. Name 3 NFL Super Bowl winning coaches who either played or coached at BYU.
Andy Reid.
Oh my God, that's a oof.
Andy Reid.
That's tough.
There you go.
Oh boy.
BYU.
Wait,
Andy Reid
coach.
played there, and he was a graduate assistant at BYU. But the other 2, I think you'll be surprised at.
A coach.
One, Brian Billick, who was a tight end at BYU.
No way.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Brian Billick played at BYU as a tight end, was a grad assistant, moved on. And while I was at BYU, the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for BYU was one Mike Holmgren.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Hey man,
Right.
listen. You know what?
Share that one.
I thought I loved
drinks with that one with your buddy.
that they have a richer football history than I thought. I mean, not that I know that they do have a very rich history, but wow, I didn't know that at all, man.
Lavelle Edwards was.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I was listening to the Dan Patrick show maybe a month. It was after the Super Bowl, and they were talking to Sean Payton. And Patrick asked him, well, they were talking about how the quarterbacks were type of quarterbacks in the offensive game and college game. And he goes, so who do you think revolutionized offense at one point? When did offense change? And they were stumping, they were all kind of mumbling and throwing names out there. And then Sean Payton stopped them and he goes, whoa, I got it. Lavelle Edwards. He was the first one to start throwing it 40 and 50 times a game because BYU's offensive line wasn't as big. Now it's gargantuan, but they had guys that could run routes and catch the ball. And
now I got to go do my research.
There you go.
I got to learn about that guy.
Lavelle Edwards was the man.
There's a question I want to ask you because there's a criticism of Zach Wilson that goes around about this one game that he had last season that everybody says it was the worst game he played. You know what game I'm talking about?
Coastal Carolina, right?
Coastal Carolina, right?
Yes. Please, because I rewatched it a couple times, and please tell me your feelings about that game because it seems like when I watched
lineman basically raping him at midfield on the Hail Mary. Of Wilson's 3 interceptions last year, 2 were Hail Marys before the half.
Yes.
So, and the other one was a tip ball at the Navy game, one of his first attempts in the first game of the season. So,
and I also heard that they only had, because of the COVID situation, they only had 2 days to prepare for an opponent too, right? Am I correct?
Well, no, the game got scheduled. They already had the truck headed that way, but the game wasn't signed on yet. But the game was finalized on Thursday. They flew out Thursday. They flew out Friday. Game finalized Thursday, flew out Friday morning, got there, played the game. I wouldn't say it was his worst game, but if you look at that final drive where they came up a foot short on the final touchdown, I wouldn't say it was his worst game because BYU couldn't stop their run. They had beach legs, and they couldn't stop the run of Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina ate up the clock. But then again, you look at the Central Florida game, which came in within a minute or two of beating Cincinnati, who went to a New Year's Day bowl and was ranked so high. And most of you have seen the Central Florida tape.
Yes.
Shredded Central Florida. He shredded, and to be honest, he shredded Boise State. He dropped 51 on the blue turf. It's one thing to do it at home, but tell me the last time Boise gave up 50 plus at home.
Right.
On that blue turf.
I can't remember. Yeah.
True.
Some of those throws on that blue turf that is incredible. I mean, I remember having an argument.
The final drive against Coastal.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They almost went 90. They went 95 yards in less than a minute.
The one thing that scares me with Zach Wilson, before you came on, Matt, I'm very high on Zach Wilson, probably higher than Trevor Lawrence. I think he's the best one in this draft class. He's going to be, I think. But the one thing that scares me is where people fall on the spectrum of their opinion about does he have too much swagger, or is it just self-confidence?
And
could that turn into
see that much of it
really
out here with the media or anything? And then you start hearing the people that really don't want to take the time to reach out to media out here. If there is a thing you want to Google, an article, it's by Jay Drew. It's from the Salt Lake Tribune. And he did a very in-depth, this isn't just your little quick personality feature. This is very in-depth. He's not very active in the LDS church. They talk about faith and, where you see the headlines, the Playbook of Mormon and all that kind of stuff. He tries to deflect that as much as possible. And as you can tell by his mom's potty mouth, they're not hitting the apples in the Sunday morning. But
I just saw that as low-hanging fruit from national media, but I heard that.
Okay, like today, right before this all started, I was just kind of flicking through, and And I got so fed up with ESPN that I actually changed my satellite package so I can just watch the NFL Network. Anything NFL related, I go to the NFL Network. I don't watch NFL Live anymore. I mean, please tell me what qualifies Mina Kimes as
ESPN morning stuff.
Please.
I gave up on ESPN a long time ago, and trust me, it wasn't even something that I did off of it wasn't something that I did. It just happened naturally. One day I woke up and I just wasn't watching ESPN.
Yeah, I don't miss it.
No, I don't either.
And some of the talent that they've had there, they've let go. And let me tell you, man, I'm nonstop NFL Network right now. I mean, I'll watch back-to-back reruns of.
Yeah, me too. That's all I watch. NFL Network for football stuff. Nobody else has, that kind of stuff.
And my minute knowledge of the Jets, I will say that BYU players have kind of tiptoed through there. We had the Fighting Kafusi brothers, and we had Harvey Longy, who
we have him.
Harvey Longy, I think, is great if he can stay healthy. Longy went back to the Patriots.
New England, yeah.
Van Noy went back. Another BYU guy went back to the Patriots. But I can't. I mean, you hear people. I mean, well, number one, when you see Stephen A. sit there, who did they play? Navy. Dude, you don't even follow football. When was the last time?
If you want to go by that,
how much tape?
If you want to go by that, every SEC school, Alabama plays Wofford. I mean, Clemson plays Wofford once a year. Alabama plays a great schedule.
Chattanooga State or whatever.
They play one really bad. Everybody gets that one cupcake.
Whoa. Don't say anything bad about Alabama.
Oh, boy.
Watch yourself.
Roll Tide.
Christa's in the house.
I guess now they're going to have Texas in Oklahoma, too.
Yeah, right.
Christa's, yeah. And you know what the funniest thing about especially that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching ESPN was that a few years ago I really got into watching tape of football film and understanding football, and I started realizing that when I watch ESPN, a lot of what they talked about was more just storylines, and they weren't really talking about football. It was rare when they brought somebody on that actually was talking about football.
It's personality driven stuff.
Exactly. And the whole thing about BYU not playing anybody, one of the things that kind of got me mad about that was the fact that when they said, okay, yeah, they didn't play any known team, but if you understood some of the defenses they played and how complicated defenses they played, because there was times that I was seeing defenses play match. They were like matching behind like a 4-man rush, and I'm like, in college, like what? And the fact that Zach was seeing it happen and noticing what was up with it, and just picking the 1-on-1, he was like, okay, I'm not even gonna try to figure out what this is. I'm picking the 1-on-1. It's like instantly, and how quickly his head would get there. It was like he wouldn't even wait for the middle linebacker to figure out what was going on with the blocking, whatever. He was like, hey, I'm out. This is the 1-on-1, I'm out. And it happened so quickly, and I think that's what convinced me. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a Justin Fields guy, but the more I watched Zach Wilson, I was like, oh my God.
I think, they're saying, well, how small he is. I just think the accuracy, gosh, he is accurate, and he throws it in windows. Obviously, he's going to be a gunslinger. We're going to have speed bumps next year. I'm a little bit more optimistic. I'm seeing probably 7 or 8 wins. I think we're going to steal one against Miami and possibly steal one at home against New England. Sorry.
Yeah, the one Chris and I is going to go to, right, Chris?
And I did preface it with steal one.
Please.
I did preface it with steal one. And I can't wait to get Jacksonville in the MetLife.
Yes, right.
Oh, you Daniel.
That better be a win. That's all I got to say. That better be a win.
Well, we better get a win week 1.
Trevor Lawrence,
right.
Jump on that JetBlue caravan, huh?
Matt, what? Let me ask you this. I don't know if you know. How is like Zach as a person? You know, in any interviews he did in college or anything like that, and like his mom now, you see she's like big into Instagram and all that. Was she like that too over there? You know, like
well, she wasn't nobody. You'd see her on the sidelines sometimes because his father was there, and you'd see him. They'd be wearing BYU regalia. He's got 2 brothers going there now, and they've already offered his youngest brother, who's a QB, who's not even in 9th grade yet.
Wow.
And so, but you know, I think the whole makeup about him and his swagger is just because he's got great hair. And as Rich Eisen calls it, he's putting that hat on over that elite quarterback hair.
Yeah, and he looks like 15, right?
I didn't watch ESPN's draft coverage either.
Yeah.
One thing I do like about the NFL Network, there's really no smack talk. There's no putting anybody down. They speak some fact, and you're not yelling and screaming across the table from each other. But I just think he's just a good looking kid. And I think like you said, it's low hanging fruit. Oh, there's gotta be some, he can do a Crust White Strips commercial. And, I mean, I've heard all kinds of stuff about him. I mean, he's a handsome young man, but all the media I saw with him, with local media here, he was very engaging and never standoffish or punkish or I mean, heck, after the draft it was before the draft, after the season ended, after his pro day, he was out in California working out at John Beck's place, and another BYU quarterback.
Yes, sir.
And he was going on weekly. BYU, my degree from BYU is broadcast journalism. So it was in their TV program, and BYU's broadcast program, I would say, is one of the top 10 in the country. A lot of times when ESPN is out west, whose equipment, trucks they use, production trucks, BYU's.
Oh, wow.
He was going on. If most cable and satellite systems have BYU TV. So 12 noon Eastern, there's BYU Sports Nation. It's a 1 hour show. They have people. Billick comes on during the football season. Trevor Maddich from ESPN, center from BYU on the national title team, and just my impressions of Zach. Truly, I mean, he may be able to turn it on for a camera, but I've never seen him turn autograph seekers away. I think he's a good kid. Mom, on the other hand, my wife and I, we were exchanging pillow talk while watching Seinfeld. And she goes, "What about his mom?" So she found her on Instagram. And my wife,
she's saving lives.
I didn't even go there. She goes, "How do you know her name?" I go, "If you follow the Jets, you know Lisa Wilson."
Yeah.
According to Lisa on Instagram.
Listen, her end game, I think, is wanting to get her own reality show. I think that's what she wants.
She's going to be one of the Real Housewives. They have Real Housewives in Salt Lake.
It'll be Football Housewives or something. Or
whatever. It should be Real Housewives or Real Family Members.
Little
TV ones.
Yeah,
the Wilsons,
her own little platform, which is fine.
I'm telling you, let's have her own show.
Don't screw up your stuff.
Wilson family or some shit.
But my wife says she watched a couple things. I'm hearing some of it, and she goes, my wife said just 3 words: "I don't like her."
Oh man.
Man.
But I think, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I think Zach, when I've seen with the New York media, obviously, who's that one guy from CBS?
He has not gotten the New York media yet.
Wait till week one. He hasn't. But there's
he got blocked by Rich Samini. Wait,
CBS.
Who's the name?
Who's CBS?
Shine?
Not Garofalo or
Shine?
What's his name? He was picking on. They showed a slow motion video of Zach walking the red carpet, or whatever and he made a snide ass comment, and I just wanted to smack the putts. You could tell that he's never played the game, and that's what bugs me. That you got the Mina Kimeses of this world, who
there we go.
Am I right? Am I wrong?
Go ahead.
I mean, she's an analytics guru. She's a fantasy football guru.
Yep.
Right. So this qualifies her to say that so-and-so, but boy, if you ever say something bad about Russell Wilson.
Oh, no, she's definitely a Seattle girl for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Last time I saw her on, she said she would take Russell Wilson right now over Josh Allen based on last year.
Isn't it ironic that you got a guy like Russell Wilson about 2 days after Zach's pro day? So what's he do? He goes out and gets a film crew, and he goes and mimics Zach's playing the opposite way throw.
Yeah,
and it was so funny. Yeah. Somebody wrote one of the very first comments up. He goes, "I wonder how many takes it took."
Oh, listen, I'm not gonna take shots at Wilson.
He's good.
Charman's a Russell Wilson fan, so watch out.
I like Russell Wilson.
He's all right.
No, I like him too, but she was basing it off of last year and saying that she would rank him above Josh Allen's last year.
It takes too long to throw the ball.
Yeah, and there you go, and that's the issue. If Patrick, that I think that's where she would fall apart on, because again, if you're gonna put if you're gonna put his resume against, I mean, it doesn't even come together.
Resume,
of course, But last year, especially when they had the whole let Russ cook thing going on, he was horrible. Mm-hmm. He was horrible. He was holding like you said, he was holding the ball too long. Man, I mean, come on, man. You can't be playing in the NFL for that long. And then not only hold the ball for so long, wait until the offseason comes and say, well, I get sacked too much. What?
Yeah. And then you show him riding the gondola with his wife, Ciara, and they're just kind of bobbing their head. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, that's all you could do.
Yeah, I really, to tell you the truth, I'm you guys, like Chris said, I'm a big fan of him, but I was really disappointed last year, not only in his play, but some of his behavior after the season, because I don't think it was kind of Russ-like, the kind of, let me go back to work, let me go back to the drawing board, let me try to figure out. No, we started pointing fingers. No, you don't do that. Not at the point where you're saying, I'm gonna hold the ball for 6-7 seconds and then blame my offensive line for the reason why I'm getting hit. I mean, come on.
And you know what I hated what he said, or I thought was ridiculous when he said about wanting traded. He goes, I never said I wanted to be traded, but if I do want
it,
it'll be to these 4 teams or whatever he
With the sports answer, everything after but is
yeah, exactly. I don't want to be traded, but
yeah, the Orioles could have a winning record, but
right.
All right.
Anyway,
it's like anything with but.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
I like butts and I cannot lie.
There you go, Panda. He's back.
Boy.
Yep. I mean,
anyway,
yeah.
All I can say is everything Zach is as genuine as you see it right now.
Okay.
So I would like to move on to our next segment because we're kind of like moving. Chris has his top 5 rather than trivia this week, so let's get at that one.
I wanted everybody to have a break.
More people to help.
Yeah, I should have. I didn't know we were going to have. But anyway, all right. I made it easy. All right. This is simple. This is going to be 2 seconds.
Yes.
I'm going to make it easy. Right. Christa's going to have fun with this one. My personal top 5 running backs that I've actually seen. So go back to like the early 80s. I started watching football 80, 81.
That's when I graduated from high school.
Okay. So there you go.
I was -5 years old.
Okay, so
I wasn't
anyway,
even alive yet.
anyway,
Youngins.
top 5
Jeez.
running backs for the last 40 years.
NFL.
Top 5 running backs.
Yeah, who I like my person, not just give me who do you think I would put on the list, or who do you think is on the list?
Barry Sanders.
Oh,
All right. He's
that
my
goes
number
without
2.
saying.
He's my number 2. I thought
Walter Payton.
he's my number 1. Unbelievable. I loved watching Walter play. All around, just unbelievable back. He could do
Maybe
everything.
a biased, sneaky top 5. Curtis Martin.
I was gonna say that.
I don't think he has him.
I had to put him in just because it's a Jet show. So
Oh, you did, huh?
I put him tied.
Really?
I put him tied for 5th. But no, he's
With Danny
right
Atop.
there.
I'm surprised you did put him, but okay.
He's
I
right
respect
there.
that.
No, he's right there. It's
And,
not bad. Another
Emmitt
guy.
Smith.
Emmett, I don't think he's.
He don't
as
like Smith.
great. He's not the greatest, but I mean his numbers speak for themselves. But he also ran behind arguably the greatest offensive line ever in football. So
For me, Emmitt Smith is Frank Gore with rings.
Whoa!
Oh,
Oh,
my
I
God.
said this there.
come on.
That's
Hey,
what
man.
Emmitt Smith.
Hey,
Wait, hold on.
Hey.
Hold on.
You know
Who's
what?
better than
Dallas
Frank?
corrected that
No.
offense.
No,
Dallas
hold on.
corrected that offensive
Wait,
line
what about-
players
what-
that everybody
wait.
didn't.
Wait, hold on. But I'd have to disagree with that comment, though.
What?
Emmett knows how to run the ball anywhere other than the middle.
what?
Because he played on teams that created holes for him.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm just
Not out
saying.
of games.
Wah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a joke on the Jets because
I
Adam
know,
Gase
I
basically
agree.
shoved Gore up the middle.
Yeah, you got me, Daniel.
So
But
we're missing 2 more because
you're missing 2 more.
Curtis Martin for me, I had to put him in, so he was my tied for 5th spot. So I had 2 number 5s.
Adrian Peterson,
No,
no,
he doesn't have
LT?
it.
And I don't like that he whipped his
Ladainian Tomlinson. Right?
LT. Love
Yep.
LT.
Yep.
I love that man. And if
What
you
about
watch,
Marshall Faulk?
speaking of, I liked him too. I was thinking of him, but no. But LT, if you watched his biography on NFL Network,
Yes.
oh my God, that's if you don't love him for that, I love him. Oh, he's just great. I love that guy.
Yep.
There's nothing like a Saturday where you
running.
can watch a day long full of a football life on the NFL
Yes.
Network.
Or America's
yes.
game.
Right.
Yeah.
You can kick back and watch them all day. Absolutely.
All day.
Yep.
I actually saved the one. You know what? When actually my wife was sitting at the kitchen table, my back's to her. I'm in the family room and I'm watching the one on Steve Sable.
Oof, that was a good one.
Oh,
And I'm
I
sitting
gotta
there.
watch that one. I haven't watched that one.
I'm taking deep breaths.
Yes.
And my wife goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Yeah."
You know what?
I'm okay.
Him and Dad, like the Sables, like they actually gave me my introduction and my history in the NFL. You know, before
Yeah.
before you watched the football game, there was the pregame at 12:30, the NFL Today, and before that, there was the NFL film.
What
And
people
you
do
watch that-
now with YouTube, they were doing.
They were doing how many years ago? I gotta watch that one.
And that's
I
how
haven't watched it.
that's what got me into football. Like how much I loved football. I was watching that, and
I mean, the music.
yeah,
I mean, how many times as a kid walking around going, dun, 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 dun,
yes,
dun, dun,
And John Facenda's voice.
yes,
Yeah.
the voice of God.
dun, just dun, dun.
So we got one more to go.
Wow. In the last 40 years, one more to go.
One more.
Man, that's gonna be tough.
Eric Dickerson.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, there
I
you
was
go.
gonna say he doesn't get as much
Yay.
credit. But
Okay.
I don't think he gets
But
enough credit, but he does.
I never seen Dickerson play, so
He's a kid.
Okay.
You know, he's like a better version of when, if you remember how good Steven Jackson was when he first
Yes.
years before he slowed down. Big guy, but
Big guy, yeah.
he kind of reminded me of him a little bit.
Steven Jackson was cut. I mean, that was
Yeah.
a man's body, man.
Yes.
I mean, the shoulders
It's
and those
incredible.
muscles popping
Yeah.
out of that uniform with the long hair. My gosh.
So is that top 5
Didn't
your
that-
favorite or what you think is the best from what you've seen?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Both,
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, Dickerson.
Love Dickerson.
Yeah.
He's good.
I remember
I would.
Jay. I remember that game. Oh, he was like a man amongst boys when he first came up.
That LT
You haven't mentioned O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
I remember because I don't have that reach of it. Like I don't, because I grew up in the Caribbean, so watching football wasn't something I grew up with. And I remember when people said O.J. Simpson played football. I remember when going back and watching him play. And every time somebody mentions a running back and they don't mention his name, I always say in the back of my mind, why? I mean, okay, I get it. I understand.
See,
but for real,
Matt, did you see him play at all?
Say again?
Did you see OJ play at all? Because I never seen him play. Well, what were your thoughts on it?
I mean, he played at Rich Stadium, I think, what it was called at the time, on artificial turf, and I mean, he was good. He had a great offensive line too. He had Joe DeLamielleure, Reggie McKenzie. I mean, he has some beasts to run behind. So no,
it's tricky. Who are you going to take off? And then if you go back that far,
he wore the quarterback face mask.
You got to think about Gale Sayers.
Right.
They just had his. No, they had the Football Life on. Who was it? Dick Butkus and Gale Sayers was on it. And man, I didn't know how failing his health was prior to him passing. But he looked like a shell of himself. But I never got to really. I only saw highlights of Gale Sayers.
See, as far as OJ is concerned, the only recognition of me with OJ is nothing about football.
It's 94 car chase.
Right.
Yeah.
Because so basically, the only thing I remember about OJ is because I was living in California at that time. All I know about OJ is the glove and him in a yellow orange suit. That's it. Yeah.
By the way, before we move off the whole running back thing, I think a good top five would be the top 5 most underrated in the last 30 years running backs. I think that's a good one because there's some names on there, in my opinion.
Corey Dillon, maybe.
He had a nice career.
Fred Taylor.
He finally got his head straight.
Boom! There you go, Patrick. That would be mine.
There's a lot of really good running backs that aren't quite Hall of Famers. That you look at their stats or you watch them play the film, and they just you're like, wow, that guy put up 1,200 yards a year for,
That's
Jamal Lewis.
No respect.
That is
no respect for Fred Taylor.
LaShawn McCoy.
Yep.
LaShawn McCoy.
Shady.
Hey,
and every decade had countless numbers of guys that they put up great numbers, but either injuries or bad team, and they couldn't sustain it. They had a couple of years where they were like, look at Chris Johnson when he ran for 2,000 with the Titans. For a couple of years there, you couldn't touch him.
No.
Here's another guy. I hate the team, but I got to give this guy credit because he retired early, and he was at his peak when he retired. Was Tiki Barber? Yeah. Tiki Barber. Check this out. Check this out. His last 3, because I had to double check. His last
all pro.
His last 3 seasons, right? He rushed for, in 2004, he rushed for 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. 2005, 1,800 yards and 9 touchdowns. And his final season, 1,600 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Wow.
Those were his last 3 years. And he was only.
I remember that.
Maybe a couple more years he would have got, because he's 31. That's usually right at the end of a running back's career. But he had a really good career, and it's going to go, because I think he retired.
What did you guys think of Shaun Alexander?
Roll Tide.
He was great, man.
Seattle. Once he got to Washington with the
he wasn't the same after that.
Yeah, he had some injury issues too. But he was a touchdown machine when he was in Seattle, man. You got his top 5. He didn't win it 3 times for Sean Alexander, Alabama boy too.
Yeah.
Didn't he win
What
MVP?
about-
Yes, he did.
Right?
I think he had the Russian title also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
and there was
about,
somebody else too. What about the kid from? Sorry, Daniel. Trying to remember his name. That's actually the reason why I brought up the whole subject is because I'm trying to remember kid from Penn State that that played for
Warner.
the Chiefs.
Oh, for
Who?
the Chiefs.
Running back,
For who?
Penn State, played for the Chiefs. He had like his first 3 seasons. He was like a monster, and I think he got
Priest
caught an
Chris
injury.
Holmes.
It was
Larry Johnson.
Johnson.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go. Thank you,
LJ.
Larry Johnson.
I
Hold on.
started this last week. I'm hitting some names this week.
Yeah.
How about this? I got two. I got two to finish it up. Number one, and I think he should be in a Hall of Fame, is Roger Craig with San Francisco. I know he was playing around a great team, but that guy, he was the first
He was a Swiss
1,000-yard
Army
running
knife.
receiver.
Yeah, he was dual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And another guy
I've
who
never seen him play.
Yeah, neither.
missed a lot, man. Look at his highlights. And another guy who had a pretty good career was Robert Smith from Minnesota.
Oh yeah,
He had a pretty solid career too.
yeah, he did. He had injury issues too.
Yeah, that's right.
What about Maurice Jones-Drew?
Yeah, he was solid.
Good, huh?
Yeah, but I would say what was it like? He had like 2 seasons where he was like formidable. Probably that. You know, I didn't think his style. I didn't think his style was gonna last anyway. I think after a while he would have. I think the teams. Yeah, I think the teams he played with kind of dictated what he was. That's why I wouldn't put him in there.
Yeah, his 2 good years, they had 2 good wide receivers, and Jimmy Smith and
Cardell.
and
Yeah,
Mark
Cardell.
Barnett.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it set up the run. That passing game set up the run.
There you go.
Yeah, in 9 seasons he had 3,000-yard seasons.
Yes.
He probably still put up 8,000 first career.
81.
Okay.
And I forgot he played for Oakland
Right.
last season. So
before we get to our big topic that I want to talk about for our group, let's start with our highlight of the week. Get the timer ready.
Oh, we're doing this already?
wow, I don't know.
I was gonna say she's been a little quiet,
man.
so she's just saving
Oh,
her.
She was
Yeah.
just warming up. Yeah.
Hey,
I
but
was warming.
she's got a little bit of an audience now. So Christa, you got to be careful. Just saying.
Oh man, I wasn't expecting this big of an audience for my 1-year anniversary.
Hold on.
No.
All right. Gonna give my 1-year anniversary to my friend Jamal Adams because he has.
Wait,
me
hold on.
constantly.
Chris,
You're on. You're good. You
Go.
good. Go.
Okay. Want to give my 1-year anniversary to Jamal Adams because I can't tweet at him because he still has me blocked, and I'll be officially blocked for 1 year on Saturday. So Jamal Adams, congratulations for having me blocked. I know one thing for sure, you're probably still hashtagging Prez or love. So I have nothing but hashtag love to say to you back. All I have to say is ever since you blocked me, my time has been fucking peaceful. I don't have to hear about you tweeting about how you're a leader and how you got to be a man, how you're going to stick to your team and all that bullshit. You took and you ran. But there's one thing for sure. After you blocked me, the best thing happened. You got traded to Seattle. And you know what my favorite highlight of you getting traded by Seattle was? Learning that you don't know how to fucking light a cigar. I know if I ever fucking moved on from a significant other or anything, I would know how to smoke a cigar, and I don't even smoke. And you're here yapping, saying how great it is, and all I can think about is, man, this guy is an idiot because he doesn't know how to smoke a cigar right. So Jamal Adams, when you get your contract, even though I'm still blocked and won't see any of it, please learn how to smoke a cigar. That's all I'm asking. And thank you for having me blocked. My timeline is peaceful. I even muted Prez
30 seconds.
and I don't even have to anymore. So I hope all's good with you in Seattle. I'm glad that you're blocking at least something this off season. I know it's me. I don't know what else you're blocking. Maybe you're blocking other Seattle fans for telling the truth because I'm real and you supposedly like people that are real. I'm real. You had me blocked for telling you like it is when you ran to Manish to tell your story. And I just want to say thank you. Hashtag press, hashtag love. I know you would have done the same. Oh, man.
Good job.
All right. Christa, you got your anger out this week or what?
Hashtag love, hashtag press, because I know even though I'm blocked, he's still doing that with his tweets about preaching to the choir about being a leader, and he bolted from my team. So got nothing but hashtag love, hashtag press, and I know how to smoke a cigar, unlike Jamal Adams, who moved on and did live, and he lit the cigar the wrong way, and that was the only thing I was focused on when he was doing his live, talking about how much great it is now that he's on the other side and he's not with the Jets anymore.
That really hurt you, huh? I wasn't paying attention. I didn't even know if he was around.
All right, so guys.
Before the podcast came on, I did see online that Seahawks are willing. I mean, the term was willing to make him the highest paid safety in the NFL.
See, all the good things happen.
Good luck with that.
I guess to be the highest paid safety, you don't have to know how to cover people.
Yeah.
See, wait, hold on. Patrick, can you say that again?
He doesn't know how to cover wide receivers, but I guess that's, no big deal.
Come on, Charman, does that ring a bell?
What's that?
Okay.
Who said Jamal Harris had no cover skills? Me.
Oh, God,
yeah, you said that.
Panda
Oh, man.
Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna argue that with anybody. That he's not an elite coverage safety, but I'm not gonna go as far as saying that he can't cover.
Yeah, let's.
No, I'm not gonna go that far. But anyway,
so let's talk about one of the biggest topics that's hanging around the NFL right now. It's the it's the COVID-19 protocol rules that the NFL came out yesterday and today. So basically, as you guys know, we're not forcing you to get vaccinated, but
there's always a but.
Yep.
If you have COVID issues, you're gonna have to forfeit your games and not get paid. So pick a choice.
This whole thing, in my opinion, it's hard to have this conversation if it doesn't sound like you're going political. That is the problem with this conversation, because because there shouldn't be anything political about this conversation. That's the issue. I just happen to work in a very large building with 22 floors with what is like 5 different major U.S. companies, and I promise you, I won't mention names. One very prominent bank, they don't care how many of us are vaccinated or not. If you walk onto their floors, you got to put on a mask. And not only do I have to wear a mask, I have to sign a sheet stating that I came, what time I walked onto the floor, and what time I walked out. So if a corporation of that magnitude or size, right, cares so much, literally, like they ask me for services, I go, I do whatever they want, and they allow me on their floors, but they have to literally control the time I'm there and what I wear. They're doing that for what? This is not, in their opinion, they're doing it to protect themselves, right? That's what I'm saying, right? And it might seem harsh in a lot of people's minds that what the NFL is doing, and it's hypocritical because, some people, I bet you that there's going to be guys they're going to bend the rules for. That's how they do things. But corporations do things in their best interest. I trust and believe that they did not arrive at this lightly. this conversation probably happened multiple times before it ended up in the public eye. So that they're always going to protect the shield. That's what they do.
Protect the wallet first.
Well, yeah, exactly.
My
shield
theory,
and wallet, same thing.
My theory is twofold. One is it's a privilege, not a right, to play in the NFL. So with that comes responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you, keeping it out of politics. The other thing is just you're by nature with NFL, you're in a large group of people. You have other people depending on you to be 153rd of the team if you're on the active roster or whatever it is. And if you don't hold up your end of the bargain, they might lose out on something. It's not a single sport. It's not a one-on-one.
Sure.
So if the backup left tackle gets sick and you lose a game, that's affecting everybody on the team. So it's team sport. You gotta
totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as this goes, I work for a large company, and my managers kind of came on the pushy side about getting vaccinated and whatnot. And people who did have the options to not get vaccinated and work from home did, but majority of their work had to come into the office. So eventually they had to succumb to the, kind of the mandate of getting vaccinated. So that did. So we're not I think it's more like the NFL says, we're not forcing you to get vaccinated, but we also want to have a clean environment for everyone else. So they're kind of pokey pushing it, I think. And today, one of the coaches from the Minnesota Vikings who used to coach with us got canned because he didn't want to get vaccinated. So
which one?
Dennison?
Offensive line coach.
Yeah, offensive line coach. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a couple guys. I don't think I will go out on a limb and say they got fired. I think they whatever language you're gonna use to kind of to say what it is. Yeah.
And you know what? This might open the door for a couple of things. Number one, if like a lower end player, I'm talking about special teams, backup, whatever, doesn't want to take the vaccine, teams might just cut the guy and not even take a chance that, special teams guy who's a backup linebacker is going to cause such an issue with the team that they might forfeit and all that. So they might cut guys, number one. And number two, if this goes through without any issue, without any court cases or whatever they might do, this might force other major companies like we're talking about to do the same exact thing, to say, hey, guys, if you're working here, like Charman, like you just said, that major company said, you got to wear a mask. They might say, you got to get the vaccine now. If you walking into this office, you better have a vaccine.
My boy Brady doesn't want to wear a mask.
Right.
So the rest of the NFL has to, but he doesn't. You know what I mean?
It's very
like Charman was saying, they're going to bend the rules for certain people.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
That's always how it is in life. I mean, there's people that get privilege for whatever reason. They get privilege. I know
if all starting
unfair,
quarterbacks came out and said for some reason whatever, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but if Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, all of them said, I don't want to take the vaccine and I don't want to wear a mask.
Oh yeah, everything would change. Yeah, exactly. Because there's a reason behind that, and that's the issue. That's why the arguments are always disingenuous in my opinion, because there are certain instances where everybody would follow. If quote unquote certain people came out in the beginning before all this hoorah, if certain people came out and said, you know what, guys, let's all just wear the mask and take the vaccine, everybody would do it and there would never be an argument. But because
right,
that's just how it is.
You know what? I personally like what I think France did. They said you got to show proof of vaccine wherever you go. If you go to a bar, restaurant, store, You got to show proof of your vaccine to get in. And I kind of like that because it's the ones that are unvaccinated are the ones that are going to cause the problem, whether it's on a football team or out in the open. You know, they're the ones that are going to cause the problem. And like you said, if it wasn't a political issue, we would not be having this discussion right now. It wouldn't be, oh, well, it doesn't work. Oh, you know, there would all be these things. No, follow the numbers, follow the science, all that crap. But it's a bigger issue, you know, and it is what it is. And that's why we're in the situation we're in right now.
Hey,
the last thing I will say about go ahead. Because Matt hasn't spoken at all.
Yeah, that's why I'm curious what he's
Matt, I wanted to ask you, because you do live out west, right? What are the restrictions like that over there as far as like corporations or like just regular living in general?
Right now in Utah, there's not many restrictions. We got companies out here begging for people to come back to work, but Utah just stopped the federal stimulus money June 26th. I mean, I work for the Department of Workforce Services, so I assist veterans who are disabled to find work, but I'm in the same building as whoever's wanting to come in with it and you food stamps, Medicaid, or assistance in finding work. Utah has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country right now. It's 2.7%.
Wow.
I mean, and national average is well over 6.
Right.
I mean, there is work. If you don't have a job in Utah, you're not looking. I'm serious. No mask restrictions. I do have to wear one. My mother-in-law lives at an assisted living facility, so when we go in there, we got to wear a mask. I keep one in my glove compartment. My wife works for American Airlines. She is a flight attendant, and you get guests that are just going to cause a stink about wearing a mask. You got to wear a mask the whole time you're on a plane. And basically now they just go, if you're going to have someone who's just doggone adamant about it, they just basically go get a pilot. Pilot comes out, just basically says to them, if you are adamantly refusing to wear a mask on this flight and you were told you need to wear a mask throughout the flight, we will have a federal agent waiting for you to arrest you when you get out on the plane. And that usually motivates them.
I was on the train recently on Amtrak, and they did the same thing.
It's different in California. Here in Utah right now, no. I think it depends on the restaurants, but right now there's no 6 feet. But you know what? You have variants. I noticed last week there were a couple of days where it went like 500 cases one day, 1,500. The next, unvaccinated. I got vaccinated. I'm older. I'll be 60 in a few more months, and I had a stroke 3 years ago. I got diabetes. I figure might be, at least for me, it was the right thing for me, but I would never push anyone. My wife, American Airlines paid my wife $100 to get hurt.
nice.
So, with her interacting with her mother here, with her mother's 81, she just felt it would be best she got vaccinated.
Again, especially coming from growing up in a third world country, when I hear people say stuff like vaccines don't work and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I think I've told Chris this story. We had a couple. I think sometime between the mid '80s to the early '90s, we had these things where these kids would pick up this disease where you would get worms growing in your stomach, and then your stomach would bloat up. And you know what they got rid of that with? A vaccine. I took it. I can't, and I kind of lost count the amount I took growing up in the Caribbean. And when I moved here, I had to take another 5. I'm not a robot. I'm not a zombie.
If it's going to help me stay alive, I'm
Go for it.
I'm all game. I'm not going to sit and watch. I'm not going to sit and I'm not going to. I don't watch regular news all that much anymore.
Neither do I.
And I'm not going to listen to the political talking heads either side of the aisle. I just don't do it anymore. I'm too old and too ornery. I just assume I'm just focused on the football season right now, both BYU and the Jets. I'm waiting on my Zach Wilson jerseys from China right now, man. The BYU one is sweet. It's white with the royal. White with the royal numbers and letters stitched. I got the black and the white, the spotlight white and stealth black. Nice. Wilson jersey's coming. Awesome. I'm so freaking stoked, and I'm not a jersey guy. I don't wear jersey. I do now.
We hope it doesn't. What happened to Chris doesn't happen to you. I think Chris, it did. You did order a jersey from China.
I got a couple.
It was all messed up.
A couple of good ones came, and a couple of them I wasn't happy with. So,
hey, I got one for you. You were talking about getting blocked. I know Christina saw it, but I was about a couple weeks after the draft, and Christina blocked me.
And you framed it.
For what?
Framed it.
I framed it and put it out on Twitter. If you go on my Twitter timeline, it's on there. I believe it is. I believe it is. And if not, I'll put it back up. But somebody called him a prick. And I said, yeah, somebody called him a prick. And then I just responded, yeah, I get what you're saying. After reading a couple of his articles, my prickometer went off. And
yeah.
And then I went to block him, and he had already blocked me.
Wow.
Oh man.
So somebody showed him, I guess. Somebody sent it to him and tagged him on it. And he responded to the tweet, "I'm honored." Because I posted I framed the tweet.
I think he's one of those guys that is so, again, rare. He's so privileged because he works for a big network, and it's almost like the guy that he used to be as a football as a journalist. He's not that guy anymore. Like you said, he's literally going just off of his personality and some of the wacky, weird things that he could say once in a while. That kind of rubs people the wrong way. I don't really read his stuff in it either. There's too many good football guys. Yeah. I'm not reading that guy.
Chris, should I tell the guys my take on Sharpmoney? I told you this before.
Okay.
Oh man.
No boy, Chris, what is it? Can you help me out there?
He's got so many bad takes. It's like I don't remember all. I can make a little book out of it, but I keep forgetting. But go ahead, you may as well.
I think Reese Sharpmoney is a closet Patriots fan. I really think
it wouldn't surprise me.
Crowded closet.
What?
A lot of Patriot fans out there that for some reason don't want to admit that they're Patriot fans, but
I think he went to Syracuse, so it's possible, I guess, right? From upstate.
School.
Yeah, I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me,
one of the elite journalism schools. Missouri.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to something positive because I'm excited about camp.
I thought Sharpmoney blocking was very positive.
Yes. No camp updates from Sharpmoney.
So what are we all excited to see about camp?
Oh, that's very simple. I mean, Pat could start. I know where he's gonna go.
I can start.
Of course. What are you more excited to see training camp?
I'm excited to see Cam Newton get injured.
Wow.
So my boy Matt Jones can get on the field.
Little hammy, nothing.
I saw that.
Nothing. No.
I saw
come
that
on,
coming.
I'm not saying
I saw
like,
something like that coming. I didn't know it was going to be that bad, but
I'm
I saw
not
it
saying
coming.
like something serious. Just tweak something, roll an ankle, and
strain the
off to
groin,
the
man.
sunset.
You know what's so funny, Pat?
What?
I was in a Facebook group and I said the exact same thing that you said. But
I'm just doing Panda takes tonight, I guess.
no, but Josh McCown was our quarterback, and I want to see Bryce Petty play.
Oh, it's Bryce Petty.
Right?
That's why.
Right, but we never seen him play before, so I want to see him play. So I said on this group, I was like, I don't know, maybe Josh McCown gets hurt something, or just like sits on the bench, and I want to see this play. And they kicked me out of this group.
Look, if it's Cam or nothing, fine. I'm rolling with him. He's QB1, whatever. But if I had to pick, I'm not saying Mac Jones is the savior, but we need to start.
Keep two. Are they going to keep Stidham?
Well, I don't know why they have Hoyer around. Hoyer's like, I would personally keep Stidham as the 3.
Yeah, you may see Hoyer if he gets cut. You may see Hoyer in New York.
Good.
Right. They interviewed him once. He chose the Patriots over the Jets earlier in the offseason.
I would like him as the backup
because he lives there and stuff like. He has connections there. So.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not saying Mac Jones is the savior, but it's time to. Cam Newton is not the same. He's a shell of his former self. I think it's time to find that. Hopefully, that franchise quarterback post Tom Brady. That bastard.
What about you? What about you, Christa? What are you excited about camp?
Elijah Moore. And I gotta add
MOORE.
and my CJ Mosley, Quentin Williams, Roll Tide. I want to see how CJ Mosley does now that he's back to football. That man was on a mission when he was healthy. And Quentin Williams in that defensive line. I don't know what Panda is doing. I already showed my love for Elijah Moore. I have hard eyes for Elijah Moore. I can't wait to see Elijah Moore dominate. I think he's going to be very, very good. For Zach Wilson, I'm very distracted what you're doing, Panda. You wrap yourself in Moore jersey. Do I need to get you out of it? Or are you stuck? Do you want me to call 911?
He's fine. He's fine.
There. But, yeah, looking forward to my Bama boys. Now it's an even playing field. Now we have 2 Auburn players and 2 Alabama players, so I'm no longer outnumbered, so I can yell Roll Tide, and I won't have Auburn players. I'm also looking forward to Carl Lawson. See how he does. We finally have a pass rusher, and I'm sick of Bengal fans in a denial stage trying to tell me that Heckerson, whatever his name is, Heckerson. Sorry, I even called him a different name. I'd be so irrelevant in my mind right now. Henderson is better than a Carl Lawson because whatever stats, and they want to ignore that Carl Lawson can get pressure. But anyway, that's what I'm excited about, and all the new players, and of course Zach Wilson. Hopefully, he's signed, and I don't have to tweet at his agency anymore.
It's incredible that somebody would actually say something like, "Yeah, Trey Henderson is better than Carl Lawson as a pass rusher."
What about you, Matt?
It's ridiculous.
What are you excited about camp? Yeah, it's your first Jet camp.
I want to see how, obviously, Zach not only connects with Moore, but the whole wide receiver room. I'm interested to see who wins the tight end job, actually, because I've seen Zach use a tight end quite a bit. The BYU system is very similar to what LaFleur runs.
Yep.
And Zach likes his tight ends. And I'll be interested to see how my little sleeper in the tight end group, I keep hearing Herdman, and I don't want to butcher the kid from Ole Miss.
Yaboa.
Oh, yeah, I do that too. Yeah.
I think the sleeper is Croft.
Yep.
That's my man right there.
Yep.
So I'm just saying. But Michael Carter, the whole rookie group, from the from Zach down to the DBs. I'm just excited to just see how this camp with Salah and the whole group. I mean, I'm still trying to learn names and numbers, which I'm usually pretty good with, and I've got to figure out a way to get the NFL ticket because I don't have DirecTV. I have Dish, and and I'm on the West, and I'm in the Mountain Time zone. So, am I going to have to rely? Am I going to have to rely on Sling? We have a Sling, so I'm thinking that we'll figure something out. But that's what
get Red Zone.
Rely having to watch an edited NFL Network game a day or two later. And I'm also very anxious for the first Monday after the first game of the season for Jets Twitter after a Monday following a game.
Oh man!
Oh yeah,
that's going to be an experience.
I may actually take that day off from work.
Yeah, it will be very entertaining.
Yeah, that's when the season starts. So
yep,
I'm kind of curious to see that.
I'm definitely excited for the defensive line. I want to see the defensive line. I don't think anybody has really. I haven't heard anybody really kind of sounded out how dangerous these guys could be. Okay, we have Quinton Williams.
Roll Tide.
I mean,
I
mean, yeah,
natural, mate.
and yes, he's going to be a problem. And yes, we just got a real pass rusher on the edge, but the man that nobody talks about is John Franklin Myers, in my opinion. Correct. John Franklin Myers played on the edge for the Rams, and he flashed, and he's just gotten better and better. And all they did was move him to play inside on passing downs, and then all of a sudden you see some like ridiculous quickness, something that I think you kind of saw in LA, but you never really, you kind of saw that last year, man. That guy in this system, in a system where it's gonna be all up, all downhill, all attack up front, that's gonna be incredible, man. And then there's guys behind him, Fadu Kasi, Kyle Phillips. I mean, even Canadian Thanos, as Jets Twitter call him, and Nathan Shepard is a player last year who had like 3 or 4 games where he was a problem. You put those guys on one-on-ones, and man, it's gonna be pretty entertaining to watch that front seven, that defensive line.
Yeah, I agree.
Chris, what about you?
Mine, I'm just looking forward to all the position battles that we're gonna have. Especially on defense, the cornerback position, slot corner position, the Will linebacker, the Sam linebacker. Like, we don't know who these guys are going to be, and whoever wins the competition out of camp may not even be the guy who finishes the season as the starter as well. So I'm curious how the whole defense comes together, because we've talked about it on our podcast for the past couple of weeks with our guests, and there's so many holes, or I shouldn't say holes. I'm going to say question marks on the defense, because I don't want to put
opportunities.
Yeah, there's so many question marks on defense that we have to get answered by the end of the season. Hopefully by the end of camp, obviously, but we know it's going to go further into the season. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then on offense is going to score points. As long as Zach Wilson continues to progress throughout the year and develops throughout the year, he's going to be a pretty good. He's got weapons. He's going to have a good offensive line. There's no excuse for him not to develop, and rather quickly too, with this team. So we might give up a lot of points this year because of our question marks we do have, but offensively, we're going to be able to put up some points. So we're going to be able to put at least be able to stay in the game, So those things I'm looking forward just to see in camp, like how these battles kind of work out. And then from my other team that I don't like to always talk about, but I do like to root for the Eagles too. I'm an Eagle fan. It's a long story.
Boo.
Been a Philly fan for as long as
Green.
just looking forward to see how that works out with how I want to see how great Devontae Smith's going to be.
Roll Tide.
Exactly. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. I want to see and it's going to come down to Jalen Hurts. What nobody knows. You could ask 20 different people, right? And he went to Alabama. So
and Roll Tide.
He went to both. You got to get one of those split jerseys. But yeah, I'm curious to see how he does because last year we seen glimpses that he could be really good and glimpses that he's not going to be very good. So I'm really curious to see how he does, and it's going to start in camp this year, and see how he does. And plus, Philadelphia has been one of the biggest teams that are connected to Deshaun Watson, and whenever that issue, whatever happened, and whenever that thing kind of finishes, whether he's going to play this year or not, Philly's been connected to him tremendously. It's the one team I keep hearing that's connected to him. So I'm curious to see what happens because they're going to have. If Wentz has a good season this year, if he plays 70% of the snaps, whatever, he's going to that second round pick that they get will turn into a first round pick, and they'll end up having 3 first round picks in the first round next year. So they'll have the ammunition to make a trade for a guy like that. So it's those are the things. I mean, there's other stories throughout the NFL, but those are the two or a few that I'm really thinking about.
You're rooting for the Jets when they play the Eagles, right? That's what I need to know.
Yeah.
That's what I need to know.
I'm being honest. I'll be very honest. When they play, I root for the team that needs to win the most.
That'd be the Jets.
I need the win.
If it's at the end,
I need the win.
Look at it this way. All right, then I'm rooting.
What's the predicament?
But if they're at the end of the year and the Jets are knocked out of the playoffs already, that they don't have any shot at the playoffs, and the Eagles need a win, I kind of, not that I root for them, but I'll hope that the Eagles win. And if it's the other way around, I root for the Jets. So
what happens if it's Super Bowl?
Man.
That'll never, that will never, ever happen. So I don't. I'm never worried about that. I'm never worried about that.
Hey, let me ask you guys what your opinion is on the backup quarterback situation. Are they going to keep? Are they going to bring in a veteran?
I hope so. I really hope.
I'm going to tweet at him. I'm going to tweet at him every single day until some veteran is coming.
I see it every day, my dear.
Okay.
Yep.
So, in my opinion, I don't think we're signing a backup. I think we're going to roll with the 3 guys because they've been in camp. I mean, they've been learning the system. So I think they would go better with them. Yeah, if Zach Wilson is bummed out or injured or everything, our season's over. It's let's see what happens with our young guys type of season. I think we're going to the playoffs, but it's kind of one of those seasons for most Jet fans, I think. So Zach, bring us to the promised land. That's pretty much it. So
I think it was Coach Koo that brought it up. All you have to do is look at San Francisco last year, right? They went into last year as a possible Super Bowl contending team and everything else. And then once Jimmy G went down and then they had a bunch of other injuries, that whole season went downhill, right? And their record, if you look at their record without Jimmy G over the last couple of years, is not good, right? And if you look at their backups, Cedric Mullins and CJ Beathard, not the best backup.
Cedric Mullins, that's the center fielder for the Royals, dude.
No, it's Beathard. No, it's Beathard.
I never thought about it. It's just
Oh, by the way, so my thoughts on camp, the 2 battles I'm looking at is Keelan Cole versus Denzel Mims.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, is that a thing? I don't know if that's
a thing. Yeah.
Come on, Daniel.
What do you mean that's not a thing?
It's not a thing. Why would Keelan Cole and they play separate positions? Yes, they play wide receiver, but Cole is not gonna play X. Denzel Mims is the epitome of an X. Big, strong, physical.
No,
Cole
but
is a little guy.
But we have Corey Davis, who's going to be the X. So
Okay.
So I want to see what the battle for the wide receiver number 2 wide receiver is, and the other camp.
Just said it.
Yeah, we have whatever. The other competition I want to focus on is Ficken versus Nugger.
Huh?
Our kicking camp.
What have you been drinking, dude?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I saw you sucking down that cup like, man, it was like, I mean, geez.
Yeah, what was in there?
What was in there? Yeah.
We X that every week, Matt. Actually, every
Drinking
day.
soda.
This is
day.
our guy, right?
Yeah.
We love him to death. This is our guy. But I have to always remind him.
There's the butt again.
Come on, Daniel. Come on. Like that's me all the time.
Doesn't matter who wins the kicking competition at this point. We know it's going to be not good.
But I want a kicker. Like I want a solid kicker, so we don't get shanked every time.
I just don't want to do it. I don't want to pull a San Diego Chargers thing where we're losing 6 games by 2 points
by 2 points or less. Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, last year was not a good sign. Yeah, we need a.
Don't make me rant about kickers.
You all follow the team closer than, or know the team better than I do. How about the other guy from BYU, Tristan Hodge, guard? Any chance whatsoever making the team?
He has one issue, in my opinion, that would hold him back, especially with the scheme. I think he has an issue with stiffness. Like he's not that athletic. One of the things Benton preaches is that he wants you to be able to move in kind of what I would say like a straight line, like basically trying to get from A to B, like in a kind of a horizontal way. So you have to be able to get your hips around players a lot. A lot of people talk about reach blocking a lot, but it's not going to be a lot of that. A lot of it is going to be about athleticism. And unfortunately, I think he's more of a mauler than he is an athletic type guy.
Oh, there's no doubt. He's just a mean, strong guy.
Yep. The scheme talks. I mean, there's gonna be. You have to be kind of nasty, but you have to kind of be a little athletic too. Especially wide zone is especially front side of a play. You have to be athletic for, and I think I see an issue there. I'm not saying that's not a possibility that he could overcome that. There's always way because teams don't play. If you're running wide zone, you're not running wide zone all game. You're gonna run a few bellies and splits here and there. So especially in a split zone, I think Hodge could. I mean, that's perfect. That's right up his alley. So
I just wondered.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a Notre Dame guy first?
Yeah, he went to Notre Dame. He went to Notre Dame for a year. He's from Idaho, and he was on the practice squad. Basically, he was Rudy and prep team, and came back home and went to Idaho and went to BYU. Had to sit out a year because of transfer, and started 3 years. I did have a COVID issue the senior year because a lot of people thought he'd get drafted, but he missed like 4 or 5 games because of COVID. And he actually got very, very ill during his bout with it. But he's a mauler. He's a mean guy. I mean, he's got a good mean streak. But I just wondered if you all, I mean, you guys are closer to the media than I am, and just seeing if you hear anything. And just wondered.
He's gonna have a shot, like I said.
Yeah, and if somebody gets hurt too, he's a good guard. He's a good guard.
Oh yeah.
So Now, this is my weird part of the show. And
This is
That's
a weird
not
one.
weird yet. We
Like
haven't
this,
gotten weird
like
yet.
yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't weird enough. Yeah.
So this part is called Panda Stale Bamboo. Now, Christa is supposed to be here because we usually cover her Twitter. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Hi, Christa.
I am back
We
to my
want-
favorite part now.
So let's show everybody your Twitter poll this week.
Yay! Is it really Panda Stale Bamboo? Did it really make it to that?
Yeah, it came to that, Christa.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
So can you tell us about your poll of the week?
All right, my poll of the week for this week is what's most likely to happen first? Wilson's agency blocked me, which you voted for. Thank you very much. And we have a very close battle between Tinder finally answering me because Instagram finally reinstated my old account after they apologized and they said, we deactivated your account. It's back, blah, blah, blah. We're sorry for the inconvenience. Bullshit. So thank you, Instagram, for 9 months worth of proving it was really me on the That's So Christa account. I had to provide you my driver's license. I had to hold a stupid piece of paper with the code to make sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did that like at least 9 times, and I did it every month, and then they finally reinstated my account. So thank you. It took me 9 times, but I finally got that. So Christa, back persistence is everything, guys. And my next one I put is I go curse free. Yeah, fuck that. I know I'm not going curse free on rant. So sorry for that percentage. And it was a pretty big, and a lot of people actually, I'm very disappointed, think I'm going to go curse free on rant. They must be Jet Guru fans. That's my more professional, quote unquote, more professional. I don't curse, so that's probably how I got more votes there. Tinder finally answering me. I'm glad people have faith in Tinder and finally answering me because I can't get a single word from these people. I get automated response. I don't think there's a human in back of customer service. I'm convinced
Tinder's
of that.
overrated.
Thank you. I think I'm banned from life for there at that point.
Oh my god.
So, and if Wilson's agency blocks me, I have a nice story to tell.
Well, thank you,
Wow.
Christa, for your poll. We look forward to your next week's poll that you have. So this week on Twitter, I actually found a really, really dumb argument from not a Jet fan, but a Giant fan.
Oh, lovely.
And Chris gave me this wonderful statement, and let me put it up. There you go. Oh. It says, hold on. It says, the Jets have agreed to terms with Elijah Moore and their second-round pick and blah, 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 and guarantees. Someone called Elijah Moore a bust and said Kadarius Toney is better.
He said better New York wide receiver. He doesn't know who
Just count the
Stephon
days
Diggs
until the
is.
dude gets busted.
Tony is the better New York
He's
wide receiver.
had a lot of off the field issues, man. Tony has had a lot of off the field issues.
Yes. Yep. People
Oh, but-
forget that.
Apparently, he doesn't know the letter C. I guess he's still studying
You're
the Greek
taking my
alphabet, huh?
joke? Are you taking my joke? Oh man, you're taking my
Danda.
joke.
Plagiarism. Danda, come on, man.
I said that way before
You know,
everyone else.
you know that's not good. Strike
My-
against you.
My whole thing about this is I think more is better. It's going to be better. But my whole thing is why does sports stakes always have to be so outlandish
Extreme?
either way?
Yeah,
Yes. Why
exactly.
can't a player just, okay, he's going to be a good player. He's going to be an okay player. That might be the case for both of them. But
Nobody knows.
That's how some fans are, right? They think, Giant fans, right? They think, oh, we got Tony in the first round. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. Okay. That's good to think that. There's nothing wrong with being
quarterback that'll
positive.
get you the ball.
Right, but don't tell me Moore's going to be a bust. Are you kidding me? Come on. There's no way.
Oh, no.
It's a giant Jet rivalry.
Kadarius Toney is an incomplete route runner at this point of his career. That's all I gotta say. Watching him play, is not that he's not talented or all that. when you talk about route running and what Elijah Moore could do, there's no, they're night and day, literally. So I'm not even gonna argue any further. It's incredibly, I don't know.
Anyway, now we're gonna move to the end of our show with our final thoughts, and yeah, final thoughts. Why did this not go?
Have our guests go first.
Yep.
Yes, our two guests. Thanks for joining us today. This is our first time on our show that we had guests on, and you guys did wonderfully. And we're delighted to have more guests on. And you're always welcome to come and join us. Thank you.
Okay.
So, who wants to go?
Go ahead, Patrick.
Okay. Just thanks for having me on. You misspelled final.
No, I didn't.
Flannel thoughts. No, it's cool to be on. Know your enemy. That
It's
type
not
of thing.
even, yeah. It's like 80 degrees outside and flannel. I'm sorry, Patrick. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. My final thought is I'm just gearing up for the season. I'm just super excited to see all the young quarterback talent in the AFC East. I'll keep it neutral and just leave it at that.
Yes, sir.
My final thoughts are it's been a load of laughs. Spent a couple hours with some good people on a Friday night, and get to meet you all. You see your tweets and everything online, and to get to spend some time and talk some football with you, it's great. And like Patrick said, just to see just the young talent in general. I mean, we didn't even really talk about AVT tonight, or I don't even think Becton's name was even mentioned tonight.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited. Think about it, man. Monday, freaking camp opens, man.
I know.
Yeah, baby.
It's awesome.
Finally.
So,
And next week we're gonna have our first NFL game, right? I think the Hall of Fame game is next week.
yeah,
August
Dallas
5th.
and the Steelers.
August 5th.
August. Oh, so one more week. All right.
Well,
Hey Matt, by the way, you got to get yourself up here so we could get you some real pizza.
That's what I'm hearing. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm hearing. That's
I
all
know Scott told you. I know Scott got you. Scott it's pizza man. Most definitely.
Is he?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's our conversation most of the time.
Oh, really? So yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, my wife's flight attendant. I can fly for free. My wife likes
Nice.
New York, so we're hoping to get out to New York at least once this year. And I'm actually contemplating. I've been snooping around on tickets for the Denver game.
Ooh.
And it won't be snowing, and I just want to sit out in that shit. I just can't. I can't do it. I'm my knees are arthritic, but no, I'm so excited. I mean, this is the most excited I've been about the NFL in at least a decade.
Wow.
So,
That's cool.
like I said, for me to buy jerseys, I mean, I don't even want to mention how much money I've spent on Wilson rookie cards and autographed rookie cards, and
That's great.
and so they're an investment. That's my line. But honey, they're an investment. There you go. But I'm excited, and again, thanks for having me. My wife's in Chicago tonight, and I get to spend a Friday night and drink the hard stuff. Gatorade Zero tonight.
Nice.
Yay.
Well,
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know what Panda's drinking. Though. Look at him going again. There he goes again. Again, he doesn't even take a sip. He doesn't sip.
No, he just chugs.
Oh God.
Now he's dead. Look at.
Sorry, man. But it was just great to spend a Friday night with y'all, man, and talk some football. It's great. I'm excited for the season.
Hey, Matt. There's an open invitation to lift off a Jets podcast whenever you want to, man.
That too, man. Absolutely.
I think you and Chris would actually bond because you guys are really old head football fans. So so
sure, I love talking
yeah,
football.
whenever
I have a very small circle out here of friends, to be honest. I after I graduated from school. I mean, after I remarried. I've been back here 5-6 years, and there's just not, there's a couple guys I talk BYU football with, but it's not. I mean, this kind of. I mean, intelligent. I mean, deep. I mean, we're talking Eric Dickerson tonight, and Barry Sanders, and I mean the wide range. I mean, this is the best 2 hours I've spent all week.
Oh, trust me. You get Chris going, you guys are gonna have some.
Oh, I love
really good conversation, like especially that kind of deep conversation.
Hey Matt, what's the big team in Utah? Pro team, like who do they all root for out there? Is it mixed?
The Steve Young legacy of the 49ers is one, but then you get the Broncos. But what's going to be going on now is if the Raiders are in Vegas, Southern Utah is only like 90 miles away. So there's people renting out their houses. My mother-in-law lived in St. George, Utah. I mean, Zion's National Park, all those really beautiful Orange Mountain National Parks are down there. It's only 90 miles to Vegas. There's people renting out their houses during the football season.
Wow.
For people that are coming, because Raider Nation.
Yeah.
BYU's opener is at Vegas against University of Arizona in the Raider Stadium. Unfortunately, my brother-in-law's daughter is getting baptized that day, so I'm not able to make it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I've said there's nothing going on come kickoff time. Don't bother me. Don't talk to me. And you'll know if we lose. But I think the winning line was BYU by 12 so far. So I'll take that.
Definitely.
There you go.
Christa.
All right. I just want to say, if you're going to move on for something, or you're going to start a new job, relationship, just please, guys, learn how to smoke a cigar the right way. You're going to embarrass yourself on social media. So please learn how to fucking light the thing. And I'm very excited about camp. I'm not going to stop cursing. So all you guys that voted for me to be curse-free, never fucking going to happen on my segment at least. And go Jets. I am looking forward at camp. Hopefully Wilson's agency signs pretty early so I don't have to start this countdown to 0, because then my tweets are really going to get going to them. And looking forward to camp, and go Jets.
Chris.
Well,
just what, camp opening, that's what I'm excited about. My final thoughts are I can't wait for it to open up. I mean, especially being a Yankee fan, this season has not exactly gone so well.
I don't even want to hear that, dude.
And me and Patrick talk about it on our podcast as well. But
what a plug.
Yeah. It's torture every week. No, I have a great time with Patrick. Don't get me wrong. It's torture to talk about the Yankees, but so I'm looking forward to football starting, and it was. I had a great run with the Islanders with hockey this year. That ended a little shorter than I wanted it to, but I'm just so psyched about this week because I could kind of put the Yankees to the side a little bit and just think Jets a little bit more, and a few more weeks it'll be the season starting. So that's my
final thoughts for me is. This week, I get to talk to my friend Joe Blewett and actually break down some film. So anybody that's interested in some deep football Jets film about everybody. I mean, we're gonna be going over everybody's film and stuff like that. We're gonna have that conversation later this week. So I'm pretty excited for that. It's my final thought.
Awesome. All right. First of all, I want to thank our new friends that we met through our live stream that come and joined us. Thank you for coming on. My final thoughts is, as far as the NFL football is concerned, let's try to have a season that's successful as camps are opening, to play all 17 weeks and also play all the playoffs healthy for most teams.
Yep.
And I know this week I wanted to start the why Trevor Lawrence is a bust argument.
There we go.
Oh, yay.
Do it next.
Yeah, but I don't think, since we had a wonderful conversation, we'll be moving that to next week. So for the people who try to join us today for that, it's moving to next week. And we'll see you next week. And at the same time, same place, and for some more football. Go Jets! Bye, everybody.
Go Jets!
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys.